Seattle, and so worked very closely with Shama and Calvin on several things, including the block the bunker.
Yeah, that's what Rob was just talking about, the block the bunker.
Yeah, the awesome victory we got up there. We were actually at Standing Rock when we got the news that the bunker had been officially blocked.
So were we, actually.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, we got a contingent. We had a working class fundraiser in Oakland. We raised over $1,600 for supplies and everything else.
Oh, awesome.
Him, myself, and 2 other comrades went and delivered it to North Dakota, stayed out in the camp for a couple of days, and then came back.
Right on.
Experience.
What's your name?
I'm Rob.
My name is Evan. Nice to meet you, Evan Duke.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so we had gone, when Shama was out in India getting married, we were actually there when we stormed the city council meeting in Seattle. We took the stairs and got in there, and so we were really happy. I was out in Stein. We were happy to hear that the bunker had indeed gotten blocked.
We must have had the same reaction, because I remember myself being at Standing Rock and getting a signal like, "Oh my God, did you hear we blocked the bunker? We did it! It's fantastic."
That happened.
I know now that they're just getting ready to ask for that $160 million to be spent on homes, affordable homes.
Yes.
So that's the next move.
And unfortunately, Rob was telling me there's something else going on in where? In Oakland?
Oh, in Oakland, right now they have a measure on the city agenda for November where the city's going to try and they're raising money for libraries and all that sort of thing, but there's a little clause in there for $20 million for the police department, and it's to buy land for a new police station, a $600 million police station, which we're going to oppose from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, from the before they even get the land, we're going to be fighting.
As you can see, that they're trying to militarize the hell out of us. Hey, what's up, Ed? So Socialist Alternative is definitely at the forefront of blocking that. And so we at Occupy Inauguration, and I know our green allies are feeling the same way. What was your name?
Definitely.
My name's Rob Rook.
Rob.
Duke. Nice to meet you.
mate.
And you are?
Rob.
Rob. Rob and Rob. All right, guys.
Well, I guess we're gonna.
I'm going to head in. Yeah.
It was nice to meet you guys.
Good to meet you guys. We'll come back up. Up. Walked. Hey, thank you. All right, let's go see Jill. Where's everybody at? Wow, this is a big place. Yeah, we don't know. Oh, thank you. Right? Ugh. Ugh. Hey, I'm live right now.
How you doing, man? I was just about ready to page you.
Yeah? Good to see you. I just got here, brother.
I'm good. I heard Jill's not here.
What's that?
Jill's not here. She got sick.
She's sick, yeah, so she might not be here, but Brock will be here and all our homies, so. We're live right now. Do you want to tell them who you are?
Oh, all right. I'm Galen. I'm here in Berkeley, Old Church. Here, Jill and Audrey. And we'll be supporting Jill, not Hill.
Of course. Jill not Hill, yeah. He's got the Jill.
We know the story.
Right on.
Full black flag shirt.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Recognized it.
Well, it's good to finally meet you, brother. Good work you did out there. So you went and brought stuff out to Standing Rock, right?
Check this out. I raised $300, and I didn't know who the hell I was going to run into. Yeah, that's why I was trying to get make a connection with you.
Right.
So I ended up just winging it, basically, not knowing where. I had a rough idea.
Yeah.
And so I'm heading down Highway 6, and I see a motorcade, right? And or it's not. It's staged. Three black SUVs, right?
Okay.
And now I'm going down 6, knowing that I have to head east at some point near Cannonball, right? I'm trying to head to Cannonball. And so I see these guys halfway down the 6, right? And I'm like, well, who's here, right? And sorry about that. So, and I almost pulled in and said, "Hey, where's the you guys would know, right?"
Yeah, right.
Where's those people that you guys are impressing?
Yeah. So anyway, I ended up getting about halfway down. As soon as I got to where I needed to turn, but that motorcade is behind me now, right? right? And I'm crapping the pants, and there's nowhere to get off of the.
Yeah, there's only one road.
Yeah, that road. You know, as soon as you're off, you're down the ditch. You know?
Yep.
So anyway, I whipped out my camera and I started recording it. You know, well, we'll get this thing recorded, right?
Well, just as Myra Dewey has shown us a lot of times, like, you know, life streaming the cops is one of the best defenses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, one of the SUVs passed, and then as we're coming up on a hill, there was another vehicle that was behind me, between me and the other three SUVs, right? And then he goes by, and then the other three start to go by. Now we're up on the hill, and we're on the double yellow lines, or you know, we're on a solid yellow line. So I'm like, well, I better slow down and let this last one in, right? And I look at the license plate on the thing that says POTUS, and I'm like, oh no way, no way! I was crapping my pants.
Yeah. I heard he was up in the area, but I didn't get to see him. Yeah.
Well, I want to. Yeah. Well, you know, they didn't want to show him in the sweat lodge and smoke.
Well, maybe they're right. So we've heard rumors that there's been pipe smokes, but yeah.
Medicine.
That was. I'll tell you. But so like, you know, and I missed the turn that I was going to take me into the camp, right? So now I'm going down, and I'm still having to internalize what just happened, right? And then at some point I'm like, well, I'll just follow those guys, and you know, but by that time they'd already blown past me, you know, it was like an afterthought, you know, and they're out of my view and everything like that. But I started kind of racing up a little bit, nothing. I'm like, all right, they're gone. I don't know where they're going, you know, and I've gone way past where I need to go, and I need to get out of here. I need to drop this stuff off and get out of here, right? Because I had to be in Montana the next day.
Right. I remember you just in and out.
Right. There was somebody I had to meet. So anyway, I doubled back, and I found that turn, started going in, and then I found the kitchen on the south side of the river, and then I found the actual camp, because at that point I dropped off my stuff.
Yeah.
And took a few pictures or whatever.
Sounds like you rolled in the sacred stone first.
Yeah, and then so then as I was heading out, I found the other camp right on the north side of the river. So I said, well, better get some shots here, you know.
Yeah.
So I went and did some video there.
Good.
And I got some photos there. And then leaving there was a checkpoint with armed guards. And I can't remember if they had long rifles. I think they did.
At that time, I think they did. They actually took down that checkpoint, so we thought it was actually a win. And then we found out that the checkpoint is closer to camp now. And then they arrested 83 people today. So
I heard 80 something.
yeah,
That's the record.
83.
That's the most they've ever taken.
I called the Morton County Sheriff's Department. They're still processing. They'll be processing all weekend.
This is crazy.
It's stupid. They don't even have that many jails there.
Yeah, you know.
Well, they're clearly escalating, and so they want to, you know.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get there before the ground freezes, right?
All right. Let me go jump in.
yeah,
All right.
jump in.
I'll talk to you a little later. Good finally meet you, brother. I'll see you. You going to LA? Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So you see us there. Yeah. Awesome.
I just want to touch on something that David said. I got a little bit of half and half. I know a lot of us are raised with this, you know, red, white, blue, American pie, having pride in our country. I had a little bit of both. My dad's Swedish. My mother is a Kashaya Pomo over in Stewart's Point up here on the coast in California. So I spend half my time with each of my parents, and every 6 months I'd find out that what I just learned for the last 6 months was wrong. My dad's Christian. He's a fantastic man. My mom believes in the Great Spirit. She runs a kayaking business down the Russian River, right? So when you got grandparents and great-grandparents, God bless my great-grandma, she lived to be 102. But when you hear stories when you're young about exactly what the federal government is capable of, you kind of get a different viewpoint growing up, where a lot of people, you know, they got the star-spangled eyes and so forth, but you know, because your grandparents told you, that there are 500 broken treaties with the Native Americans in this country, right? You know that the federal government will say one thing and do another for profit, right? So it always made me question things young, you know. Who do I believe? Do I believe my dad? Do I believe my mom? I had to figure it out for myself, because that's the only way I can really know for sure that it was true. All that needs to do is don't take people's word for it. Do your research, like David was saying, and know for yourself. So, I want to thank Dr. Jill Stein and Jamu Baraka for going out to North Dakota and standing with this standing rock. We're going to come together, we're going to get in for all of our brothers and sisters, no matter what race you are, no matter what sexuality you are, no matter what gender you are. We are all people, we are part of one family. Right? So now, back to Bernie. The DNC committed, let's say it, we need to be honest and we need to start talking about it. 2 words. Election fraud.
Yeah!
Debbie Wasserman Schultz violated the DNC's own bylaws, okay, by showing favoritism and slandering Bernie and cutting off his access to ban. Yeah, I did some research on some of the stuff that went down this year. And she got fired for it. And then she got hired right back into Hillary's campaign. That's how she rewards that kind of behavior. 350 Bernie Sanders delegates stood up and walked out on Hillary. Right now there's a lawsuit in place to demand the exit poll data from the Democratic Party. In 2013 or 14, keep me right here. America accused the Ukraine of election fraud over a 14% discrepancy in their exit polls. The margin of error is 4%. You can go 4% either way, still be considered a legitimate election, right? America cried foul. Oh, they totally, completely violated democracy over there, right? So this year in Arizona, 37% off in Hillary's favor. That's twice as much fraud as the Ukraine elections. And what do we hear our media saying about it? Nothing!
It's ratified.
So, what we're saying now, okay, and what Dr. Cornel West said to all of us. Was that if the DNC is incapable of standing against the TPP, if they're going to destroy the middle class worse than they've already done with NAFTA, right? He's got to abstain. He has to abstain. That's what he rolls. That's literally what he said. That was my signal. That was my signal. And when when Dr. Cornel West endorsed Dr. Jill Stein, that was the beacon, that was the flare that shot up. This man is not tethered to any party. He will not compromise his position. Right now, I think it's half, or it's near half of the entire Bernie Sanders delegation is in the Green Party. Right here in Fremont, we have Colin Tiernan. Colin, the Fremont City Council. He's been endorsed by the the Green Party of Alameda County, right? He's a Bernie Sanders delegate, okay? So what we're saying, what the delegates are saying, is that the Green Party platform is exactly the same as Bernie's. It's actually a little better.
A lot better.
Bernie Sanders want to make colleges tuition free, just like they used to be, right? Right here in California, it was a wildly successful program, okay? We want to make colleges tuition free. We want to cancel student loan debt. That way, new generations, when they get out of college, are working on buying a house and buying a car instead of spending the next 20 years of their life paying back debt that, frankly, they shouldn't have in the first place, right? We bailed out the banks, we bailed out Wall Street to the tune of tens of trillions of dollars. The cost of bailing out students is 1.3, right?
Mike.
We've already done a way more massive quantitative easing for these corrupt banks. That Wells Fargo is still doing ghost accounts, okay? These people are still causing the same problems that created the recession, and we bailed them out with multiple times more money. We can bail out the students, and we can change our economy that quick. But what we really need to do, and what Bernie Sanders, and why so many people flock to Bernie Sanders, it's not because he was famous, right? He's not Donald Trump. He's not Hillary Clinton, the most well-connected, funded name in political history, maybe, right? The people took a basically no-name kind of guy, maybe if you were a politic head, he knew who he was, really, really followed him. How many people had heard of Bernie Sanders 2 years ago, right? Woo! So, basically his values, those FDR-style principles, those progressive ideas, brought us out of a depression, right? With the New Deal. Well, we just got out of a recession that was caused by the very exact same reason that caused the Great Depression. Any economist would have known. Any economist could say, repealing the Glass-Steagall Act like Bill Clinton signed off on in 1999, it's too stupid not to be on purpose. Only the banks can make money. Coming out of a recession, we now need a green New Deal. FDR changed our economy in no less than 6 months. He put 20 million people to work. We need to put 20 million people to work right now, rebuilding our roads, schools, and bridges. And when we're done with that, we need to put up solar farms and wind farms to move us away from fossil fuels. Germany makes the most solar power out of any country. Germany gets no sunlight. It's always raining. With one state in America, like New Mexico or Arizona or Nevada, we could obliterate Germany's output, right? So we need that Green New Deal. We need to put people back to work. 20 million jobs. We can do it. But you know what it takes? You know what it takes and what we just learned this year? It's that you have to have a party that is not tied to the corporate elite in this country.
Yeah!
So what the delegates are saying, what many Bernie Sanders folks are saying, and I literally know, especially here in California, because I got brought on with the Jill Stein campaign August 19th. They brought me on to call through the list of 7,000 volunteers that signed up on Jill2016.com here in California. 7,000 just in this quarter alone. 90% of them are Bernie Sanders supporters. I know. When I came on, there's 58 counties here in California. There was 34 active county parties. Since I've come on, doing what I was doing, just calling around, there's a dozen new counties that have either received party status, applied for it, or basically just waiting to have that meeting. San Joaquin County back here, what's up, you guys? I see some of my people. It's Stanislaus. Where's Stanislaus County? You guys are coming through. So this massive influx, California State Green Party's been getting 5 times as many phone calls as they normally get in an election cycle, right? So now is the time. Now is the time to say, look, what do we really want? Do we want one independent Bernie in a Democratic Party that hates everything that he stands for? That's going to come and chop him out of the legs as soon as he starts getting success? Or do we want an entire party of progressive values, Bernie Sanders delegates, supporters, and Greens that will take us where we really need to go. Imagine what that progressive $27, that $222 million that we gave to Bernie to get him to a contested convention, imagine what that money could have done helping a party instead of fighting it. Now is the time we need to stick together, we need to stay together. 80% of millennials voted for Bernie. I'm not talking about just Democrats. 80% of all millennials. 80% never happens in any demographic, right? Voted for Bernie, they're leaning progressive. The high school students, I've been working with a Green candidate from Nevada County who ran in 2010. His name's Ben Emery. He ran for Congress. He stumbled onto a real gold mine while he was out there. He went and spoke with a high school. Every high school in the state has AP political science classes, right? These classes give you early college credits, and generally, the students are required to give 10 hours of volunteer time to a campaign to get their college credits. I got to go with Ben Emery here a couple weeks ago. He sat with 7 high schools in Nevada County. He picked up 25 volunteers, 10 hours apiece. That's 250 hours of volunteer time. Simultaneously, 2 birds with 1 stone. He educated the millennial generation at the same time. So what we're saying, how many high schools are here? How many high schools are in this county, right? 35, 40 students per class, right? So the Green Party in this county, you need to find somebody who's qualified. And these kids sure want to know about what happened with Bernie Sanders. So if you got a Bernie Green, might be a good idea to send them to all your high schools and go talk with those AP teachers. Because even if the media, and we know this is not going to happen, the media is not going to talk about us for the next 4 years, right? So if we're in these classes, picking up these students and educating them on an in-person basis, even if the media says nothing about us for 4 years, these millennials are going to know who we are and know what we're about in 2020. They're all leaning progressive. 80% of millennials voted for Bernie. So let's come together now. Let's start talking, do voter registrations and tabling at all your colleges, your farmers markets, and get out to these high schools. Because in 2020, no matter what happens this year, we're going to fight for everything we can this year because we're going to get that 5%. We're going to get $22 million in federal funding. And we're going to go for, right now, we're polling between 3 and 7% in these rigged polls. They call landlines. I think you know where I'm going with that, right? 90% of millennials don't have landlines. So if we're polling at 3 to 7% in these super rigged polls, the reality is that we're at a lot more. I believe it's at 10%, you get national party status in all 50 states. Right now we're at 48 ballots. There are 48 ballots on 48 states, 48 ballots. It took millions of signatures, millions, to make that happen. If we get that 10%, we need people to go vote for us now. So we can get all 50 states. No more stupid ballot signatures ever again. We'll have 22.
She's definitely revolutionary. A lot of speaking going on, but also you can tell I'm a little shiny because it's really hot in there. So I'm gonna come out here and enjoy some cool air for a little bit. But he's speaking my language, gotta tell you that much. So, man, I wonder if there's food in there. Where's my head at? Yeah, so we're here at the Jill Stein rally in Berkeley. We're in Berkeley. It's my first time in Berkeley. I heard there's 2 important things about Berkeley. 1, LSD is created here, and 2, they have amazing schools. You guys will have to school me on more about Berkeley. I'm sure there's more than that. But yeah, it's pretty hot in there, and because the place is packed. So, pretty good. I don't know who's speaking right now. I'll have to find out who that is. But he's singing my, he's singing my tune, you know? So it looks like Jill is sick tonight. So Jamu is speaking for her, and David was speaking for her earlier. I don't know what David Cobb is now, but he came out and gave me a nice big hug. So love that guy. If you're watching, David, he's amazing. These guys have been working hard. I mean, they've been trying to do what Bernie did in 2 years and 3 months, and they're doing really good. I don't care what the polls say. The polls, just like you just talked about, the polls are rigged. The commission for presidential debates is a fraud. It's owned by the Democratic and then the Republican Party. I can't believe I didn't know this before. It's hard to to look at that and not know. To look at the world around you and think, wow, I was duped. I was duped. I was played. But we're here now, right? So we're here now, and that's what we're talking about. We're at the Jill Stein rally in Berkeley. I'm gonna come back to you guys. I'm gonna put this down for a minute, but I'll come back and we'll talk a little more. All right? Peace, y'all.